Please. Because I got to get this shape together. I'm about to be 40 years old. I can't be looking like it. I am not 40, lady. Girl, I am not 40. If I was been 40, bitch, look good. What's good?
42.
I'm not no 42. Look at that shape. What y'all got to say? I got 3 kids, though. What's good? What's good? It's called consistency. Yeah, I had a tummy tuck. See the scar? But a bitch fine, though. Can take your man. I just don't want him. Ow! I don't want your man. I got my own money and I don't need a tie, nigga.
I want us to be very careful about the women that we follow, because a lot of these women who have had butt shots, who have had tummy tucks and, lipo and ab sketching, then go on to become a multimillionaire based off of the support of other Black women. And what they never told you is that their outcomes, their fitness, their beauty outcomes, their aesthetic outcomes are more rooted in their surgery and less in the products that they promote and sell. Women follow women in many ways who they want to look like and emulate. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the ways in which Black women lie to themselves, lie to others, and perhaps lie to you about their body. This is like a new epidemic of women who, a lot of them are Black women and Latin women who have gone this route and who are now either suffering in silence or, going, and in many cases, such as in Coach Stormy's case, having to go overseas. Because again, a lot of U.S. doctors will not touch this. It's very tricky to remove. It's actually very difficult to remove. So a lot of United States doctors will not only do they not really know how to remove it, but there's very few, I think, who specialize in removing this so-called liquid silicone. So we're talking about like a bottom shelf way of getting a bigger butt. Or, we're talking about like the lowest hanging fruit when it comes to getting a bigger butt, right? A lot of this was happening in places like Atlanta and Miami. Women would travel from different parts of the country to go to these cities and to have this done. So the truth is that there are a lot of women out there who have had this done and they are afraid to come forward for, fear of the criticism and the shame and things like that, based off of them having made that decision. The perception that these curvy women, like these women who curate their bodies, in this case by way of the Black market, and sort of like the image that they give off, right, to other women. Mind you, Coach Stormy is a multimillionaire based off of her coming from the multi-level marketing industry. She is a multi-millionaire based off of selling health and wellness products. So it's really interesting to think about, when you see her and you see her curvaceous body that, again, thanks to the Black market butt injections, right? She was able to achieve that level of a curvaceous body. And then for her to sell these products, to be involved with this health and wellness industry, the fitness industry, right? A lot of those products, I don't know if you comment below if you've tried any of those products, but we're talking about, I don't know much about it. I think the company she works for is Total Life Changes or TLC, or I don't know if she's still working for them, but that is the company that made her a multi-millionaire. And a lot of what we're talking about is like flat tummy teas and that type of thing. And like I said, comment below if you have more knowledge and experience about the products that she promotes, or that at least she was promoting. I have heard Stormy Wellington criticize people for being fat. She talked about Oprah being fat and TD Jakes being fat. And the interesting thing is, although she is not fat, she talks a lot about health and sort of the importance of health. But having, pounds or ounces of, fix a flat or whatever it is that was injected into her body years ago, there's nothing healthy about that. And I always think it's interesting when women who look physically and have the physical shape of someone like Coach Stormy, how they're able to sort of get away with not living up to their own ideals. Because the truth of the matter is there's nothing more unhealthy. The truth of the matter is Coach Stormy, although yes, she is coming out of the health and fitness and wellness industry, there is nothing healthy or fit or well about getting black market butt injections. Now, I do think it is very noble and honorable of her to be open about the fact that she did have, butt injections. I think that that's, I would say that she didn't have to come out and reveal that. She could have flown to Colombia, had the injections removed, and then, or partially removed, because I don't even know if she had all of the butt injections removed, because again, she didn't want a flat butt. She didn't, she wanted to keep her hips and all that. So I don't know if all of it was taken out.
What happened was I did not want to remove all of the butt shots because one of my concerns is I didn't want to have a flat butt. I did not want my butt to be flat. I cared about the appearance of my butt after. And so as you listen to me talk to him, I'm explaining to him, don't remove it all. Just remove enough and make sure that you make it look aesthetically pleasing.
But the point is she could have made that decision to go to Colombia, have that done, come back to the United States and made it look like nothing ever happened. So I want to give her some credit for at the very least, being open about her journey to have these butt shots removed from her. But we need to pay particular attention. I believe most of Coach Stormy's followers are black women. And so many black women want to look like her physically. So I always am curious about how much does that reality of black women following her, how much of that is rooted in her body, in the body that Coach Stormy has. And in the absence of a curvaceous body like that, would she have still become a multimillionaire? Because a lot of times women follow women who they want to look like. Women follow women who they want to emulate. And so how much of Coach Stormy's success is based off of a body that was curated by way of black market butt injections? I think it's, a bit hypocritical to be in the health and fitness and wellness industry and sort of have that be your brand, knowing that a huge part of your look is based off of something that is unhealthy, something that is not only unhealthy, but even dangerous, right? Yeah, so there's a huge conversation to be had about performative femininity manifesting in your physical body, okay? Performative femininity being manifested in your physical body. Women who are really feminine in their spirit, feminine in their energy, particularly the desperation around the black market enhancements, right? Because that's like another level. That's not, you going to a board certified plastic surgeon. That is going in someone's back alley, and that's like a whole nother level. And so I think a woman who is feminine in her energy and in her spirit may not feel that same level of desperation to go and buy a body. And then there's also a discourse around just why do women feel like we have to have what other women have? And what I mean by that is, there was a point in time, I remember when singer Aaliyah was popular, and, I remember her flat stomach, and a lot of the black women desiring her same stomach. But that's just like a plus size woman going and taking Aaliyah's picture to, a surgeon and say, hey, give me this same stomach. It happens. But it's like, well, if you're a plus size woman, why do you feel like you need to have that? I mean, it's, and so I think there's this kind of obsession with, seeing a woman and seeing her body and then wanting to then go emulate that exact same look. When the truth of the matter is that as a woman, you have your own look, you have your own body. And instead of sort of relishing in that, there's this kind of desire to go out and get the same look that the next woman has. And then there's stripper culture. I've talked about this in other videos. There's what we call stripper culture. And I think as a community, as a Black community, we underestimate the impact that the strip club has had on the Black community. A lot of the rappers that we know and love, a lot of the, performers that we know and love. We can talk about Cardi B, Amber Rose, Blac Chyna, although Blac Chyna's a model. Who am I missing? Stormy also being one, even though she's a coach. A lot of the entertainers and a lot of the, the artists that we know and love come from and have the background from the strip club. And so we underestimate the impact that the strip club and stripper culture has had on the Black community, and particularly on the particularly on the Black community in the United States. And a lot of the desired looks and the things that are valued in the arena of strip clubs, a lot of those things have permeated into our everyday lives as Black people. And I think it's difficult for us sometimes to separate the two. Yes, in the strip club, absolutely, it makes sense that, the woman with the biggest butt wins. Because essentially in the strip club, you are a fantasy. You are curating that experience. And your job is to embody a fantasy and curate a particular experience for the people in the club, for men and whoever is in that club, right? And the problem is that dynamic has left the strip club and made its way into the everyday lives of Black women. And as Coach Stormy talks about, the main reason why she went and got butt shots is because she wanted to get more attention and as a result, make more money in the strip club. Just like hip hop is intertwined with the Black American experience, so is stripper culture and the strip club. Very much intertwined with the experience of being a Black American, with the experience of perhaps even being someone who identifies as a Latin American, who's also from like the brown community as well. So these experiences are intertwined with that of the African American and essentially the Black experience. So in America.
Don't judge people. You have no idea why a person would get butt shots. You don't know why a person would get BBLs. I mean, you don't know why a person would get surgery, guys. Low self-esteem is an epidemic in this country, and it affects a lot of people. So you'll be surprised how people do things to increase their value and their self-worth. And
outside of the sexual market, outside of sort of Black communal privileges, I personally do not see big butts saving anyone. In fact, I see the opposite. So comment below, let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. Click the links in the description box to learn more about my business, Curated Legacy, LLC, and my book about being an invisible Black woman. And as always, stay tuned for more videos.